Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. For today's video I'm going to do a 2021 recap of my goals for 2021 and a 2022 goal video. All in one combined. Last year I did a separate video for the recap and then for the goals part, and I will not be watching the recap of 2020 and I will not be doing that separate thing because last year I really wanted to do a dedicated video for the recap because I really felt like I needed to talk about it. But for today's video for today's recap rather, I'm going to watch last year's goals video and I'm going to talk about which goals I did complete. Right at once, my videos has changed a lot. This was published January 2021, so 7th of January, and a lot has happened, but okay. We're gonna start off with the YouTube goals. I'm going to talk about YouTube or BookTube first because that is the main thing that I will be trying to upgrade or polish in the next year. So I do really want to upgrade my YouTube equipment, and I do know that it's not probably going to happen in 2021 because I don't know, buying a camera is really expensive and I don't think that will be achievable for me right now. I want to upgrade everything that has to do with YouTube, and that includes the equipment as well as my own skills with editing and all that kind of fun stuff. So with the equipment, I haven't upgraded my equipment. I have exactly what I have right here. I still use and I haven't done anything to it. But in the term of upgrading myself and my editing just view on YouTube, I guess, the schedule, that has definitely improved during 2021, but I still have a lot to improve in 2022. And yeah, I still use the same editing software. I use iMovie and it's great. Another goal for 2021 that has to do with the YouTube channel is that I want to get better at reviewing books, because this is mainly a booktube channel, even though I can film some bujo or bullet journal stuff, even though I talk about writing also. This is mainly a channel about books. I feel like I need to improve my reviews a bit and incorporate that more into my channel. Let me know if you have any books you want me to review in the future in the comments below. So this is kind of sad. I wanted to get better at reviewing books and I haven't gotten better at reviewing books. I still think that I am vague. I still think that I don't bring anything new to the table when it comes to reviewing books, and I feel like that really showed in my last reading vlogs and my last bookish videos. I found it hard to find my own place in the booktube community. Those videos weren't doing as great as my writing videos, so I completely switched over to an authortube channel now that I want to pursue that goal more, and so I definitely did not complete any of these YouTube goals. And then the last goal here, and secondly, I do want to do other stuff than books. So firstly, I do want to make more writing vlogs or writing updates, and I think I said like bujo stuff, bullet journal videos or writing videos, and I definitely did that. Not bullet journal stuff, but writing videos. So I think I can check off that goal. And then I can completely skip over the Instagram goals because at this time I did have a Bookstagram account. Tried to make aesthetically pleasing photos and, you know, the typical Bookstagram account. I think the goal was to maybe bring it down a little bit. I can't remember, and I don't really have time to watch this whole video because I am going to watch No Way Home, the new Spider-Man movie. I'm going to watch that later today. But I can't say that I kept this Instagram goal throughout the year because I completely stopped posting on that account. Very rarely I post on my author account, but I'm definitely more active on there than on the Bookstagram account, so we can just skip over that part. Then I have my reading goals. And I have some reading goals and they are kind of specific. So first off, my reading goal for 2021 is 40 books because last year I had 30 books and I have surpassed that goal with 10 or 12 books or something. True, I have completed the 40 book goal. I have read, I think, 42 books, 43 books today because I'm just finishing the book that I'm reading right now. So I have completed that goal. And also, this is very generic as well, not so specific, but I want to read more diverse books, like books with a diverse cast of characters and a diverse range of authors. I want to expand my reading to a lot more new diverse books. There's not much diversity in the books that I have read in the past. That is very much my own fault and I want to change that in 2021. I want to pick up diverse authors and people of color to read more diversely. I think I have completed it kind of, because I have ventured outside of my own comfort zone when it comes to reading, and I have tried to pick up books that has a diverse cast of characters, and I have tried to reach this goal, but I definitely think that I could have done better. For most of the year I really focused on completing all the books that I have on my shelf right now on the TBR shelf, and so I haven't really ventured outside my comfort zone that much, but I have definitely tried, and for next year this goal is definitely continuing in the next year, and that is something that I have to work on still, and that goal is going to work alongside the goal to complete my TBR books. I have, I think, 22 books on my shelf that I need to complete next year, and I'm going to. Like, I'm dedicated to completing all the books that I have on my shelf. I feel like everybody has this goal for the next year if you're a reader, and that is to read all the books on your shelf that hasn't been read yet and have been on your shelf or on your TBR for a long time. Like you probably guessed, I did not finish all the books that I have on my TBR and on my shelf. I think I have read a lot of them this year, and I have definitely focused on reading all of them. Like, for example, I read An Ember in the Ashes, no, the third one, A Reaper at the Gates. I read that one, and that has been on my shelf for a long time. Renegades and Arch Enemies and Supernova. At the same time that I have finished a lot of the books that I have on my shelf, I have gotten new books, and I got like the same amount. So, and that kind of leads me onto the next goal. I want to stop buying books. Not completely, but I want to be really thoughtful before buying any books. So this goal I have definitely kept. I am more thoughtful when it comes to buying books, and I definitely have read more as ebooks and listened to a lot more books. So I just touched on this a little bit, but I said that I mostly read English books, and that kind of shifts over to another goal of mine, and that is to read more books from Swedish authors. So I have actually kind of completed this as well. Like, in this video I'm not that specific with my goals. I'm not setting a number like I'm going to read from 10 different Swedish authors, but I have read a lot of more Swedish books and a lot more Swedish fantasy. That is definitely a goal that I'm going to keep for the next year. And I also want to read more classics. I never read classics, and I do want to read like some of Jane Austen's works, and I want to read The Picture of Dorian Gray, I think it's called. That sounds really interesting. And I have some other classics that I do want to pick up and have read, you know. I did buy a few classics. I did buy The Picture of Dorian Gray, Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, and is Anne of Green Gables classified as a classic? I think so. So I have a few on my shelf that I want to read, but I have not read any Jane Austen books this year, but I have it on my shelf, so I will next year. But I did read The Picture of Dorian Gray, and I didn't like it. Now we go to the writing goals. So as of now, when I'm filming this, I'm halfway through a first draft of my very first novel that I'm going to finish. So I'm 40,000 words into the book, and my goal is to hit 80,000 words on the first draft. So that is definitely a goal for 2021, writing wise, to finish my first draft of my very first novel. I don't know if I will finish the book in 2021, if I will be editing the book and sending it out to publishers or anything like that. I don't have those goals for 2021 because I'm just focusing on this little goal first so that I can get that out of the way. Because since I haven't finished a book before, I don't want to set big goals for my writing, and I don't want to set that pressure on me. But my goal is to finish writing the first draft. Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Yeah, so my writing goal was to finish the first draft at 80,000 words, and I think I was at that, like 86,000 words maybe. And I was at the halfway point by then. And that was my first book. And yes, I did finish that book in like February. And I didn't have any more writing goals on that because at this time, like I said, I didn't think that this would become a writing channel, and I didn't think that my writing would take this turn that it did in 2021. But I have definitely accomplished more than that. I finished the first draft of that book, wrote a first draft of a second book, another book, which is the book that I have edited throughout the year and sent out to the publisher, and is going to be published in 2023, and that was definitely nothing like what I have thought out for my writing journey in 2021. It always feels so weird looking back on like these kinds of videos that I did last year, because I have changed so much. Before YouTube, before I started filming my life and my journey as a human being here on YouTube, these changes would not be as prominent and they would not stand out. But since I'm putting out a video every week in the year, you can really see how I changed throughout the year, and it's so weird looking back on these and just knowing that when I filmed this, I just thought that yeah, this is going to be my first book, and this is the book that I will send out to publishers. I even wrote in my bullet journal a little journal entry saying that I'm going to send that book, my first ever book that I wrote, I'm going to send that out to publishers and everything. That is not going to be the case. I don't think I will ever send that book out to publishers, but it's so amazing and it's so mind-blowing to look back and just reflect. And now I'm going to go through the goals for 2022. So I wrote down my goals and everything on my iPad, and I don't really have any YouTube goals for this year. I think the only YouTube goal I have is for just making videos about writing book 2, the sequel to Gods of Rot and Ruin, and the publishing journey. That is the only goal that I have. Just keep putting out videos every week. I am using GoodNotes and like a PDF. I made this following Flourish Planners, her setup with the planner, but I really changed the color schemes and wanted it to look like something that I would use. So it's not hers, but it is inspired by hers, and I love watching her videos, so want to give the credit. But here I have changed the work goal to writing goal. But here I have my first goal, my first priority is to edit Gods of Rot and Ruin, and then my second priority is going to be writing book 2, or the first draft of book 2 in, you know, the sequel. Since this is an overview of all the goals that I have for the year, there's also a goal of sustainability, which I had last year with not buying as many books because of the shipping and everything, because I read mostly English. You can watch the video if you want to hear more about that, because I didn't talk about it in this video, I think. But I want to buy less books, I want to buy less clothes, and just stuff that I don't need. And I want to be really thoughtful with everything that I buy. But here I have an action plan for editing Gods of Rot and Ruin. I really like this one because all the big goals that you want to hit, you can make an action plan when the goal is going to start and when the deadline is. And then I also have a to-do list with everything that I need to do to complete the goal and all the due dates for that as well. There's not much that I know now because I don't know how the other editing round is going to go. I just know that I'm going to edit first myself, and that deadline is going to be January 10. The second deadline for the first rounds of edits is going to be March 1st. So then the second run, I don't know when the deadline is because I haven't gotten a timeline, I guess, a publishing timeline from my publisher, but that will come later. Here I have the goal of writing book 2, and I definitely know a lot more about this one than I know of Gods of Rot and Ruin, because this is something that I can completely do myself, and I decide for myself when all the deadlines are going to be. And I think that my starting date for this goal is going to be January 10th, and I will have like 2-week time to start outlining book 2. And that is my first thing on the to-do list. I'm going to outline the whole book, but then I have writing the first draft, sending it to the first beta reader, and then the second thing after that is going to edit with the feedback that I got from the beta reader, and then a second round of beta reader. Yeah, this goal is definitely a lot bigger as of now. But after the second beta reader, I'm going to edit the whole book, like revisions, and then the last thing here is to edit the whole book in terms of language and descriptions and all that. And here I have a hard time to think of deadlines. Because of the fact that I don't know when the deadlines is for Gods of Rot and Ruin, I don't really know how this is going to look. But here is how it looks. So by February 1st or March 1st, I'm going to be done with the first, or done with the second book, kind of. So the first draft is going to be done, as well as like I have sent it out to beta readers and I have edited the book. Maybe I'm going to send it out to the publisher and see if they want to publish it as well. But here we have the reading goals. Hello again, I'm sorry to just hop in and interrupt the video, but it's me editing Nea. I forgot to shout out the creator of this reading journal right here. It's Flourish Planner. I have already talked about her in the video, but I didn't shout out her because she has actually created this, and I did buy it and I love it so much. So it is a digital reading journal, and you see the front of it in the picture right here. And I love it so much. And I just wanted to shout out her. And of course her links will be in the description to both her YouTube channel. I think it's only her doing it. That's why I'm saying her all the time. But I will link their YouTube channel below, and I will link the shop, like the website and everything. I love everything about this person and this business. But yeah, just wanted to say that. So if you like me, like digital journaling and want to have a reading journal, this is a really easy and fun way to do it. So with that said, I'll be going. So I have a reading goal of completing 45 books since I completed 40 books. I think this is going to be a great goal for me, just making the goal a little bit higher with 5 books instead of 40 books. And then I have a goal of finishing all the books on my shelf. This is going to be a huge goal and a difficult one to accomplish, but that is definitely one of my reading goals, to complete everything that I have on my shelf. I haven't counted, but considering it's about 22 books and my goal is 45 books, I think I will be able to hit this goal and also try to hit the goal of reading more diverse books and books from authors that I haven't read from before. So they will go hand in hand to complete my reading goal for the year. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any reading goals or writing goals. Maybe writing goal is the most important question here. But let me know if you have any goals in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe, because I post a new video every week, every Thursday, and I hope that you stick around to watch what 2022 has in store for me and this YouTube channel, and just following along on the journey to publication. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!